I gotta admit, I'm way more confused than I expected to be. Oh my god, this looks like a photo. That's pretty cool, actually. Hi guys, my name is Baradante, and welcome back to the Manifestation number 1 horror game character development process. So we're back to our daddy long hands. Quickly to recap, this is a giant arm with a hand the size of a human body that just reaches out from the ground, and it has like infinite length. In this episode, we're gonna polish the geometry much more, get rid of all the brush strokes, we'll add fingernails, and also we'll add that one first elbow. So yeah, I asked you guys in the comments whether you think I should go with like a curvy, worm-like infinite arm, or should it be elbow after elbow after elbow, so a whole lot of elbows zigzagging around. And almost unanimously you guys went with the elbow version. And really I agree, because the whole giant worm thing, it happened off the top of my head, at least in Silent Hill The Room. There were like worm kind of things in the first world. And I don't think anyone did huge elbows, you know, crawling around, so that would be looking pretty cool and kind of iconic if I do it right. So yeah, we'll sculpt all of that, we'll remesh the whole thing with the quad remesher right here. Of course, we dive into a very high detailed anatomy of an arm here, but it's only an arm. And yeah, considering this arm crawls out of the soil, it will be very interesting to texture it, I think. So yeah, let's prepare for all of that today. Right after a quick word from this video sponsor Wingfox and their huge Black Friday event. So yeah, in case you're like me and you totally missed out on all of the Black Friday thing, you can still catch up thanks to Wingfox here, and they're giving extra 30% discount with the special Black Friday discount code right here. And yeah, just go ahead and visit this page that you can find the link to in the video description, and you just take a look at awesome offering of really cool courses and bundles with a great deal of extra 30% discount. So yeah, make sure not to miss out on this, and especially make sure to check out these two awesome bundles. The Complete Illustration course bundle, Beginner to Advanced, where you can choose 2 courses out of a whole bunch right here, as well as this smaller but very top-notch bundle of literally just these 2 courses, the Ancient Fantasy Character Design and Exquisite Illustration Tutorial. And yeah, they have these awesome fantasy female warrior kind of illustration that really sells well as trading cards and stuff like that. So yeah, you can get these 2 courses specifically with the 39% off discount. So make sure to check these out. All the links and the codes are in the video description. Now back to the infinite arm. Alright, I think I'm gonna start with adding the nails, because it's like a separate object. I don't want to postpone it, because I'll end up doing that at the very last moment. I think I'll start like with a plane. It's actually a bit of a mystery to me how to, you know, really implement the geometry of a nail. You know, nails are such an odd thing. It seems like it really should be a separate object, but at the same time, so almost not, because it's like this super thin thing, and you just can't do it very well, no matter how you try, I feel. But I mean, I've seen nails in The Last of Us Part 2, and those nails are freaking real. I don't know how they do it. I think they go with just like a very high resolution texture, and that's it on a well put model. But like in this particular case, it's just the arm and it's so big. I think we should do like a separate geometry here. You know what? I really think we should go with one mesh for everything. With the grandma, I went with separate shapes, but that's because those are like very long nails. They kind of make sense to be a separate object, but even then, like, not super much really. Yeah, I just looked at it and it's like, I'm gonna have to prepare this shape to be like the no nail finger shape, and then make sure it's very well aligned with the thin shape of the nail. What am I doing? Like, it's literally, I look at my nails and there's like a tiny little crevice, and that's it. Like, it's so not anything separate. Like, it's a separate material and everything, but you can do that, no problem. Okay, then what I actually did to the model since the last episode, I really stretched the arm a lot. So in here the polygons are like vertical, so I think we need to like remesh. And maybe it's a good idea to actually do the quad remeshing right away. Because why not? We definitely got the overall shape in place. One question is though, where is the... Oh, that's interesting. Where the elbow should be. Like, it shouldn't be like here. I mean, it's technically possible, but it requires like twisting the arm in a way. And in a normal condition, the elbow is kind of like here. So the arm then bends that way. But I mean, of course, it can kind of like twist itself. We're really coming up with the combination of anatomies here. On the other hand, though, I think I can model still like this. So the elbow will be where the back of the palm is. But then like if I need it to be in more of a natural position like this, then I'll just animate it into this shape. And this will be like just naturally twisted polygons, which is not bad at all. It's kind of, I think it's actually the best way to go about it. I'm really confusing myself here, but yeah, I think like we should just go with the elbow right here, and later I'll just twist it in animation. No, this is an alright reference. Both arms are gonna be useful. So yeah, I wanna just push the overall shape just a little bit before I actually remesh. Maybe it will benefit me a little bit. So this is that elbow bone? Elboicus bonicus? Something like that. So yeah, I'm thinking like this bicep part is where the whole transition will happen. Should I like stretch it more right now to make sure I have the material to work with later? I feel like I should do that. So how exactly... I realize like I need to think it through a little bit more now. Meaning arms are not just like sticks with the joints for elbows and that's it. Like they're like, is it a forearm or a shoulder part? Is it gonna transition into something like this, or is it transitioning into something like this? And how exactly is this sudden change happen? Like it's supposed to be like a bicep, but then it transitions into an elbow again. You know, is like a special new kind of anatomy I need to come up with a little bit. And it kind of should be like mirrored at this point. In here, it should sort of be this bicep that starts at an elbow, and it will then merge into this same kind of elbow. Well, the first one may be kind of unique, but generally it will be also just an elbow. I think I need to go even longer a little bit to show that second elbow. I think it's a good idea. I think it's the way to go with being able to really transition. So yeah, that's why I didn't want to remesh right away. So it sort of should be like a blend between a forearm and a shoulder, I think. I shouldn't go specifically with a tricep and a bicep. Like, I do like having an actual bicep. I think it looks good next to an elbow, but it needs to be like a little bit vague in that regard. So yeah, this, like this big... I'm wearing the worst outfit for this. Like this kind of muscle that curves over, this is like fat, that's not a muscle, that curves over the elbow right here. And it kind of like, it's long and it goes like this, right, over the elbow. And then the bicep starts next to it. I think that's like the main pattern that's gonna be happening. So we're getting this side muscle, whatever. I never know any names for muscles, of course. Who the hell needs that? Mr. Prokopenko. But yeah, like this one is like ending somewhat around here. And then the bicep starts like next to it in like a checkerboard order. And should it be like mirroring each other every time? So the next muscle like this actually starts on this side. Will we benefit from this at all? I mean, that would require an extra unique segment in a way. I don't know if you can, you know, just mirror a skeletal mesh with no repercussions. I don't think you can. I gotta admit, I'm way more confused right now because of all this than I expected to be. Yeah, what the hell, let's do it the mirrored way. It would be kind of lame to keep it, you know, always on the same side. I don't think it's even gonna be like super recognizable as that part of the arm, but just the like checkerboard positioning of the muscles, I think it's something to just go with. This is not a sci-fi. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make some kind of resemblance of a tricep in here, but I know it's always like a very mysterious muscle to me. It always looks very different every time I look at references. I think I'll also, well, considering this character is not too many things, in a way, it will be like all kinds of experimental. So I'll also try to implement this thing. You know how sometimes in games they do this thing when the character is running around? Their shirt on the back, like, it shows different wrinkles as they move around. Left step, right step, it like stretches with opposite wrinkles. So it's like replacing the normal map to imitate different kind of wrinkles depending on the pose of the bones. What I'm trying to say is, when this elbow is straight, it will have like these skin wrinkles on the elbow, as it kind of should be, especially if we want to make, you know, kind of like a fleshy, this whole body horror kind of look, you know? We really want to get into all these little details of wrinkles and everything, but when the elbow gets bent, it should become like a smooth elbow and not just stretch this texture. It's like definitely doable. I never did it, especially in Unreal Engine. I think I may have tried it a little bit a long time ago, but I don't remember if I actually finished anything with that. But yeah, I think I'll implement that here specifically, and maybe if it's like relatively easy to do, maybe I'll be doing it even more for all kinds of ways of the movement of a character and their design requires that kind of stuff. I know, that doesn't look like an elbow at all right now. Okay, I'm stretching polygons a lot right now since it's still a very stretched, same old polygons from the first version of this. So yeah, we'll continue with all this after a remesh, I think. Can I do something here? I probably shouldn't do any details before I remesh, because whenever you remesh, you lose a bunch of details anyway, so... Oh, right. Before we do our remesh, one thing I wanted to do, I actually kind of got confused in the last episode with these wrinkles between fingers. You know, like these paper cut wrinkles, right? Well, thing is, they should be like singular, one at a time, and they stretch on the palm side. And in here is just curving out. And I went like with this wrinkle in the middle, exactly in the middle between fingers. But then I also noticed that there's a wrinkle that goes kind of like stretching like this a little bit. But that's actually the same wrinkle twice. So I should kind of like get rid of these things in the middle and turn this thing into the main wrinkle. So I want to do that before remeshing, because what if it will affect the pattern of polygons, aka topology? And yeah, in any case, we really need to do this, because that was wrong. Okay, let's do a remesh. I don't know how this will play out later on. Maybe I'll just have to do a separate thing and just blend the textures together with like a fade a little bit or something like that. I don't think it's gonna be too hard anyway. Let's just sculpt the frontal part of the daddy long arms. Alright. Looks quite reasonable. I'm sure there's a bunch of spirals everywhere, but I think I can handle it as usual, and also I should probably just add just a few of extra loops here and there. making sure I follow some kind of curvature like this. Why do I have to do this every time? Oh, there we go. Let's do one here and then I guess like slide this one. How do you slide? That's not it, right? What the hell is that? No, that's not it. Edge slide. There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Doesn't seem like my wrinkle work in here really affected the topology. Okay, let's do that projection of details. So the way you do it is I use multi-resolution, subdivide several times. Let's do one more like this. Then we bring up that original sculpt. And I believe we need to apply like shrink wrap modifier with that sculpt as a target. And like, that's about it. The only thing is maybe we should, oh no, look for different modes of projection or something. Because I'm not a fan of these stretched polygons over there. Wow, these are pretty messy. Target normal project seems to do the same as this nearest surface point, the default one, but without glitches. So I'm gonna go with that. Oh yeah, we're like losing certain details, like these wrinkles, they don't even get caught in the thing. That means there's just too much difference between the two models. That's a bit better. I'm just gonna apply it. And now in the sculpt mode, now we are in this multi-resolution sculpt and everything with the new topology. Now in here, in this brush mesh filter, it's like not a brush really, you just apply some kind of modifier to the whole surface altogether. And I want relax. Yeah. It will probably lose some detail, although generally that's not its goal, you see? All the stretchings, it exactly targets that. So it makes sure that the spread of polygons on the scale of the subdivision level, it would actually fill things up evenly so you wouldn't get any kind of problems like this. So this is a perfect fix for this kind of situation after reprojecting. And now we have a bunch of subdivision levels. Let's also apply base. Boom. A bit more interesting bony shape. Oh yeah, it's looking kind of cool even without normal mapping or anything. I kind of like this kind of modeling when you're not really afraid of showing, you know, polygons, but it's just like the shape is not smooth, okay? It has certain features, even though there's not enough polygons to show it, it still kind of looks more interesting and expressive this way. That is, if you need to work with smaller amount of polygons. But again, in the like LOD1 will look like this. LOD0 will probably be like this. I mean, that's like super cutscene level only. Anyway, let's sculpt around. I'll probably draw like nails first. I have this one nail I kind of started in the last episode. So what I'll be doing is at first I'll like define where the nail is. Like an idiot guide to how to draw a nail. First of all, remember that the nail only takes 1/2 of the last bone of the finger. Don't draw it like from here or something, you know? It's like the wrinkles of the joint are like here somewhere and the nail starts over here. So I'll define it like this a little bit, smooth it out because it shouldn't look like a pillow here. That's like a cool strategy usually, using this crease brush that creates like these folds, but then like blurring only one side of it. A lot of the times that's a necessary thing to do because one surface is folding over, but the other doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, also folding. Like in the case of the nail, for instance, in here as well, the nail doesn't do that all that much, a little bit on the sides. Nails are generally curved a lot like this way. Yeah, I was definitely right going with, you know, just sculpting in an impression of a nail, because this is looking really good already. good strong folds here on the sides, and make sure you have these like meaty parts on left and right. And this is where we need to make sure it definitely looks like a real nail. Like it needs to have a strong like fold in here with all this. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be very much increasing this feeling of a strong fold in Substance Painter using like height painting and stuff like that. Oh yeah, that's looking good. This elastic grab tool is kind of cool when you need to move things around without, you know, going too weird anywhere specific. All right, let's do the same thing 4 more times, I guess. Some of this action going on my hand all over the place. Like most of the wrinkles on the hand are actually like this kind of fish scales pattern. I mean, probably a bit of an off scale here, no pun intended, but mostly it shouldn't go so deep inside, I guess. Oh yeah, that is going somewhere actually. It looks correct doing that. Just need to find the better scale, I guess. Obviously, maybe a job for Substance Painter already. Some fingers seem to be twisted a bit the wrong way, like facing there. So I just use this rotate brush that I apparently have, and it like literally twists the finger around, at least the tip, the whole last bone. So it's pretty good. Let's add some veins too, right? I'm doing everything at the same time, only had 2 fingers done so far. I guess it's a painter's habit to never finish one part of the thing too much before you know, keep the rest up with it. Oh my gosh. I think I'm more or less done with the palm, at least. Whoa, it's been like 3 hours again, of course. That's about the time I have energy for always. So, yeah. Went all over the place, added a bunch of wrinkles on all the joints, front and back, a little bit missing on the pinky still. It's interesting how if you look really closely at any wrinkle on your skin, it's like it's never just a perfect line, it's always these slight crossings like this or something like that. And a bunch of stuff around them as well, like pretty much never a wrinkle is just lonely. So yeah, for these areas, like between elbows and the palm, I'm even like using one subdivision level lower just to be able to smoothen a bigger radius and all that. But there will be some fancy work on the elbow, of course. That's like the only thing probably really needed to be done. Oh my god, so many elbows look like vaginas pretty much. That is disgusting. So apparently like a lot more skin, like a serious fold. I don't mind that. Maybe I'll even do some masking? Not like that. Ugh, that's disgusting. Oh, I love it. But yeah, the elbow is finally working out. So yeah, I guess this'll be it. I don't think I should like work too much on this secondary elbow because I still don't know how exactly I need to approach it. For now, I need this part of the arm more or less ready, like this part. And I think it's pretty good. For the most part. So the cool thing I learned about like the wrinkles on the elbow, for instance, how to make them look appropriate, is that when you apply like deep wrinkles like this, you end up having this very rounded shape in here. Then you switch to the default drawing brush and with the proper size, negative value, and you just flatten out the fold of skin like this. And the nearby stuff as well. So this shape is a lot closer to some kind of big fold of skin because the skin bends more than just having such giant folds. That kind of makes sense on a finger joint to have them like that, but even then, since the skin is actually thinner here, maybe on some of these it makes sense to flatten them up a bit. But yeah, added veins in here as well a little bit, maybe even deserves to have a bit more, of course, in here as well, you know. And yeah, so far this is kind of the shape of the arm. Like that elbow really needs to stick out to support the shape, I think. But generally, like, it's still a little bit work in progress probably. But yeah, this is it. Next time, hopefully we'll start right away in Substance because I'll prepare a UV map and import the hand to Painter. And yeah, I'll also quickly make that. Oh my god, this looks like a photo. That's pretty cool, actually. What about the fingers? The fingers need some color. They're gonna be, yeah, too oddly same color as the rest of the skin. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty dope. What about, I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of elbows in real life that look like real life. This is fine. But yeah, for now this is it. Tell me guys what you think, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! That guy is like, what is going on in here? Why is it getting longer and longer?